Hello, everybody. This is President Donald Trump. I don't smoke and I don't drink, but there's a fantastic show called Liquid Lunch, and their sponsor is Question Tequila, and it's hosted by John Tobacco. Booze, cigarettes, tobacco, it's all here with great insight on politics, culture, and everything else. Tune in every day to Liquid Lunch.
Hey, welcome back. It's the Thursday edition of Liquid Lunch. Just a quarter past the top of the hour, noon here in New York City. And good afternoon to all of you on the East Coast. Good morning on the West Coast. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average making a little bit of a recovery, still down triple digits at 100, still over that 27,000 range. So we're keeping our eye on it. Stay aware towards the end of the week during the summer. Things tend to trade thin on Fridays. Could be some drops and dips. And Bitcoin up 700 at 10,600, recovering and hopefully closing above 10 for a Friday. And we'll talk about all that crypto stuff later. But as we do every day, we mix it up with a Republican and Democrat. I'm the independent moderator. Throw out the topics, shut my mouth, and let them duke it out. We have some thoughtful conversation. And joining us again in the Mix It Up, it's David Eisenbach. And, David is a professor at Columbia University. He's the official presidential historian of Liquid Lunch, was candidate for a public advocate in New York City. And John Burnett joins us also. John is the managing director of Empire One Group, Republican strategist. And guys, I want to thank you for joining us today. And topic number one, it's all over the news. Trump versus the squad. I'm calling the JV squad myself and others, but he's doing a masterful job, if you ask me, painting the farthest left in all of the Democratic Party as the Democratic Party. And here were his remarks from last night at his rally, and I want you guys to tell me what your thoughts are.
Obviously and importantly, Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds. And she talked about the evil Israel, and it's all about the Benjamins. Not a good thing to say.
So we kind of we're in on the joke here, right? They're all mad at him. They're saying he's a racist because he told them to go back to their countries. David, what say you?
Well, I think that, and Anthony Scaramucci said it today on Fox Friends, that I think Trump should back away from the nativist, anti-immigrant language, which resonates with a lot of people who maybe they were Italian-American immigrants or their ancestors were, and they heard that same thing. Go back home. We don't want you. America's for Americans.
Johnny?
David won't be saved by the bell on this one. He's completely wrong. Listen, everyone knows that President Trump is pro-America. Whoever's anti-America, that's who he's going to attack. It just turns out that these are 4 women of color. But, let's give some history.
It doesn't just turn out
let's give some
out
history.
Of nowhere that these are women of color that he is attacking, for being un-American.
Let's give some history in terms of New York, right? Yeah. I was born in the People's Republic of Brooklyn, raised in Queens, and I currently live in God's country, Harlem, USA, right?
Well, we got to get we got to get some Staten Island in here. I got to take you for a pizza or something.
I love Staten Island. Right, cool. Awesome. So here's the situation, right? I grew up listening to blacks, Hispanics, Asians, and whites all call each other, all tell each other, go back to your country. Why? When we hear people utter anti-American chants and even act like they are discontent with this country to the point of the level of hate, that's what you normally say. Now, I'm not condoning it, right? I'm not condoning the president tweeting that out. All I'm saying is that it's not racially charged.
And wait, I just want to just throw this in. The media, the left-wing media has basically crumbled together a whole bunch of tweets into they're saying he told them to go back to their country of origin. He never said such a thing. He said, "Go back to where you came from."
Come on, John.
No. But he didn't.
Explain to me what the difference is.
What the difference is?
Go back to where you
What
came
the difference
from,
is?
or-
Maybe he's telling Ilhan Omar to go back to her congressional
come
district.
on, John.
Hold on.
You don't
let
even believe
me
what you
read
just
you.
said.
Let me read you a stat. FBI statistics. More men and boys from a Somali American community in Minneapolis have joined or attempted to join a foreign terrorist organization over the last 12 years than any other jurisdiction in the country. So her congressional district, maybe she should go back there and work on figuring out why more people are joining terrorist organizations.
But he wasn't just saying go back to your district.
He didn't say, but he didn't say go back to your country. He said go back to where you came from.
Honestly, when he was at the White House on the White House lawn, he did clearly lay it out. He said, "You know what? She was a Somalian refugee, right? America actually saved her."
Right.
Gave her citizenship. And only in America can you rise from being a refugee
Hallelujah.
up to being a representative in the highest level elected office in terms of serving your community and district in the world. But yet, you are going to say divisive things like calling, Jews are only about the Benjamins, calling them satanic, all these anti-American and slandering Jews and others who disagree with you. But yet,
Dave,
you are going to play the victim with President Trump? Please.
She didn't just use dog whistles. The things that John's talking about, she
was
said it
blatant.
straight out.
Well, look, I'm in no way going to defend her and what she
Thank
said.
you.
All right.
But
We
what
agree.
I'm saying is the nativist language of go back home, not to your district, but to the country that you're from, okay, is something that has a long tradition in the United States, and it was used against the Irish in the 19th century, the Italians in the late 19th, early 20th century, and throughout our history, and that has no place in American politics.
Yeah, but it's not racially charged.
Oh, come on. It is totally racially
Italians
charged.
say it to
It was-
Irish say it to Hispanics, Hispanics say it to black.
And it was racially charged in those circumstances.
No, but the
Why don't
point
you just
is,
go back to where you came from?
it's when you express
Come on,
discontent
guys.
with this country and show ungratefulness. And that's what Omar has done. But it is brilliant by President Trump, the marketer and brander in chief, right?
That's
he
your
actually
Democrat
said,
Party.
no, Nancy Pelosi, no, Democrats, you are not going to run from the squad.
So, guys,
He's gonna group them all
let's
together.
take a look at
that's a
this
whole other
clip.
debate.
This Congressman Green brought this bill to the floor last night to impeach Trump. Take a look at this.
Donald John Trump, President of the United States, is unfit to be president, unfit to represent the American values of decency and morality, respectability and civility, honesty and propriety, reputability and integrity, is unfit to defend the ideals that have made America great.
So, this was one of the first bipartisan votes there's been in Congress in a long time. But Republicans and Democrats joined together to defeat this and table it. Like, get out of here. Go take this bill back to where it came from, is basically what they said to Green. Should they be still trying to impeach this guy?
Was that an actual clip or was that SNL?
No, that was a clip.
Listen, this is a complete joke. Democrats don't know how to actually fight anymore. They're focusing on a battle instead of winning the war. President Trump is winning the war. Why? Because you know what? We could talk about this state, that state, but this is really going to come down to the 11 battleground states and
right.
those white working class, blue collar Democrat voters.
Final thought, 30 seconds out. Let me get David a list.
Impeaching Donald Trump for a racist tweet is dumb. Impeaching Donald Trump for abusing the office of the presidency and abuse of power, that actually had some legitimacy.
All right, we're going to take
Abuse of power?
We're going to take a quick
If you're going to
break.
impeach him for abuse of power.
David Eisenbach has told us, as our presidential historian, many times that no president has ever been convicted and impeached and thrown out of office. So I think it's a waste of time. Stay right there. We're coming back. We're going to mix it up some more right after this.